AITA for refusing to go to my sister's wedding after finding out only our side of the family were having to pay to attend. Obligatory. This is a throwaway account clarification. I'm very active in a D&D sub that I don't particularly want it to, tied to this situation. So my younger sister, Katie 28F, and her partner, Chris 29M, are getting married in April in Dubai. She has always wanted an extravagant wedding and is going all out on this. So the wedding is happening over 4 days. There's 70 guests, but they want us, me, my husband, and parents, to stay in the same hotel with them along with her bridesmaids, which I am Mo, and groomsmen. The hotel is pretty luxe, so with flights is costing us just over £2,900 each. Chris's family are also staying in the hotel, which includes his parents, 2 brothers, and his nephew. They are well off. I don't know exactly how much they earn combined, but I know Katie is on $88K, and she is the lower earner. But about 6 months ago, Chris and Katie came to us and asked to borrow $17K more. They stressed it would be a loan paid over time and said the venue had increased the price, Dubai law was different, blah blah blah. They paid this money or they lost the lot. We believed them, and I offered to loan $7K and my parents the other $10K. Chris's family to fly over there. They saw how much it was going to be, didn't want to pay, and refused to go. I asked Katie, and she confirmed. So my first question was, if they were paying for his parents, why not pay for ours? I would never expect them to pay for me. Even if we couldn't afford it, I'd have wished them well and stayed at home. And her answer was, because they can afford it. She got very defensive and said this was the fairest way she could think of doing it. It's hard enough planning a wedding, etc. But when I asked, if you genuinely thought this was the fairest way to do it, why did you lie about what the $17K was for and say it was a venue issue? She couldn't answer. My parents are aware and are very disappointed they lied, but have said they're still attending, but I have backed out. To me, it feels like my parents are being taken advantage. And if they couldn't afford to pay for both our and Chris's parents and his brothers and nephew, then they shouldn't have just paid for the 4 parents or no one at all. And they especially shouldn't have lied about it. Katie and Chris keep calling and asking me to attend, saying I'm making them feel bad and ruining their day. But the whole thing just feels icky to me. Book, so be brutal. Am I being an AH here? Should I just suck it up and go? Edit times asterisk dash crumbs. That's a lot of comments. Haha, thanks so much everyone. Just wanted to answer a couple of questions/comments that have come up a lot. 1. The repayment. My husband's brother is a solicitor, and he kindly drew up a contract and repayment plan for both myself and my parents, so the money will be paid off within 12 months of the wedding. If they don't stick to this, I have access to a free solicitor. Haha. I hope it wouldn't come to that, but that's why I have the papers for worst case scenario. 2. Asking for the $7K back. I might be a soft touch, but asking for this back feels like a step too far. Like I'm mad as hell, but not enough to actively try ruin their wedding a few weeks before. Which it feels like, right now at least, is what that would be doing. But hey, give me a few more days to stew. Edit 2 asterisk. Thanks again for all the feedback everyone. Just another quick FY. A few people have asked about Chris's family, or seem to have the impression they're well off. I'm obviously not privy to their financial situation, but what the limited amount I do know from what Katie has said, Chris and his family grew up very poor. Though Chris was a lovely guy, but I had caught him in the odd but harmless white lie. Things like where he went to school, the type of house he grew up in, etc. I get the impression he is embarrassed or resentful of his upbringing, given their lack of money, and this is how he now values his own self-worth. By his much money he has. My guess is, when his family said they couldn't go, he panicked and worried people who asked why they weren't there, and he would either have to say they couldn't afford it, or he couldn't afford to pay for them. And look, his past trauma/experience is not for me to judge, but if that were the case, it just makes me more mad that they both didn't plan ahead and talk to friends/family about what they could afford before booking Dubai. If it was such a deal breaker for his family to be there, they should have factored in the cost of paying for all parents to attend, instead of thrusting a $3K per person bill at them and expecting them to rock up. Was naked at my friend's party for his kid high on morphine. In my late 20s and early 30s, I started making good money as a financial advisor, and it kind of led me into a bad crowd where we were drinking, doing blow, and it's when I first got introduced to morphine. All while this happened, I started becoming more distant from my best friend, I'll call him Ben. Anyways, Ben invites me to his 4-year-old daughter's birthday party at his house. It was kinda an attempt to patch things up between us. The week I had was super long and stressful, and I had forgotten all about the party until I got a reminder from my phone. I was already with my other friends doing our usual thing when my buddy Chad got this new bottle of solution you take orally. I'd never tried it before, and nothing happened. I looked it up, and it said it was supposed to work in an hour, but nothing happened. So I assumed it was a dud. I Ubered to Ben's birthday party because I didn't want to drive just in case it would affect me. As soon as I get to his house, it starts to creep up on me, and I'm feeling nice and relaxed. Music sounds amazing, all that stuff. I had to go take a shit because it's a common thing that happens to me when I take morphine. When I'm sitting on the toilet, that's when it hits me like I got hit by a bus. As dry as the fucking desert, my whole body is so nice and relaxed times 10. I'm not gonna lie, it felt fucking amazing. In my head, I kept saying, "This is amazing, this is amazing," over and over and over. I remember slumping the fuck over on the toilet and landing face first on the bathroom floor. I don't know how long I was lying there, but Ben's wife knocks on the door and asked if I'm okay. I tell her I'm fine, but even saying it, I sound like an actual retard. I remember I've been in here for a while now, and it looks suspicious. ASF. My whole body feels heavy as shit, and I just want to lay down and enjoy my high. I try to stand up, but my legs are shaking like crazy, and it feels like I'm 2,000 pounds. I managed to open the door after what felt like hours fumbling with the lock. I walk into the main room where everyone's at. I remember the look of absolute horror on everyone's face. Ben's face, his wife's, his parents, everybody. Me being high ASF, I say, "What?" Ben says, "Pull your pants up. WTF are you doing?" I look down, and my dick is out. One of the little kids notices and just screams at the top of her lungs. Me being absolutely blasted, I say, "Shut up, you old bitch," to a literal 5-year-old. I don't really remember much after that. I remember Ben taking me home, me begging him to take me to McDonald's like a child, and whining and crying when he didn't, and him lecturing me about how much I changed and how much of a degenerate I've become. I feel absolutely horrible about ruining that girl's birthday party, possibly traumatizing a bunch of kids, and having my best friend have to take care of me on a day he was supposed to remember fondly. I'm going to quit all drugs, try to make more meaningful relationships. I've apologized to Ben, but obviously he doesn't want to talk to me, which I understand. I just feel like the biggest scumbag ever.